things that we do, we try to give messaging. So, there's 2 billion Muslims in the world, coming from very different cultures and different communities. And in America, you find that diversity. And so like in our mosque that you can see in the background here, we have like 50 to 60 different countries represented. And each one of them come with different cultures. So some of those cultures, they already have a lot of, vegetables in their diet. A lot of vegetarian dishes are naturally part of their culture. So messaging to them is going to be very different than messaging to people who need kebabs, like, for every single meal, or they have to have like chicken tikka masala or something like that, at everything. So I try to focus specifically on those communities that tend to eat a lot of meat, and make them understand, number one, what are the health implications of it? And number two, what are the ecological implications of it in terms of the sustainability, in terms of how animals are being treated in factory farms, and also pushing for, when you push for the idea that, we were taught in Islam that we have to take care of animals in a certain way. We have to slaughter them in a certain way. We have to raise them in a certain way. We have to make sure that one animal is not seeing the other animal, being slaughtered. Otherwise, it's gonna die before its death. That's a principle that the Prophet, Muhammad taught. So when they get that part right, they understand that, hey, a source of our animals is becoming a problem. They start to cut down because they know the majority of the meat is coming from factory farming. So when they cut down from there, then they understand the ecological implications that, hey, this is how much water, this is how much grain, this is how much food is being used to feed these animals in order to get the meat on your plate. So even though meat is viewed as like a luxury item, it should remain a luxury item. It shouldn't become the absolute gold standard of what you eat all the time throughout everything. So that's kind of the messaging we're getting across, for people to look and substitute other dishes along with their meat diet. And I think that gradualism is something that works best in our community, given the amount of meat consumption that's generally there. And I think the awareness among the younger generation in particular, they seem to be more open to change. Younger people seem to be always more open to change and more open to listening to this messaging. So the focus is to try to explain in general to maybe the parents and the grandparents, and kind of really put it a little bit more on the children to start asking for these alternative dishes in their home. And they're doing that, and we've seen positive results with that.